Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Make sure you guys are aware that we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super episode 129, which just aired last night, Dragon Ball Super episode 130, which is going to be airing on March 18th, and Dragon Ball Super episode 131, and the final conclusion of the series Dragon Ball Super. So make sure you guys click off the video if you guys do not want to be spoiled as to what's going to happen. If not, if you guys are going to stick around, like the video, subscribe, as well as turn on notifications, because we're about to dive very deep into the information that was put in front of us and break down exactly how this series is going to end and where it's going to lead from here. So starting off with Dragon Ball Super episode 129, Goku has finally ascended into Mastered Ultra Instinct, and all of the gods are in awe just staring at him, including the angels and everyone. So it's really cool to see that Goku's finally going to be having the edge against Jiren. However, what we know from this is that Jiren in Dragon Ball Super episode 130, he's going to power up. He's going to power up to a point where it resembles Ultra Instinct. Now, from the preview and the breakdowns that I've done previously on the channel, it seems as though Jiren's the one playing defense while Goku's playing offense in episode 130. In episode 129, that was not the case. Goku was playing defense and Jiren was playing offense, and they said that defense was going to eventually crumble. It's not going to work in the way that you would think it would, where defense is the offense. It's not like that at all. Apparently, overwhelming offense in Dragon Ball Super's final fight is what's going to win and be the key. Now, with that being said, both of these fighters are outputting so much power that, remember back when Dragon Ball Super first unveiled Ultra Instinct in the first fight against Jiren? How were they left after that fight? After that fight, Goku could barely stand up, and he didn't even master Ultra Instinct at that point. And Jiren, he drained some of his energy. Like, he wasn't as strong as he was before, and everyone did point that out. Like, literally, Jiren lost some power after fighting the regular Ultra Instinct, base form Ultra Instinct Omen. So with that being said, the conclusion of the final battle of Dragon Ball Super, it seems as though it's going to be leaning towards Universe 7. Here's why. With this being the case and Jiren being the one playing defense here and him being on the run, even though the guy is having fun, because you saw him grin, he was like, yes, Goku is finally ascended, and even though he's at 100% in the preview, there's still always the everlasting threat and the ominous presence of Frieza. Frieza is still in the background. If you guys did not know, he never got eliminated. He never ever ended up on the stands. They never pushed the button with him. The guy is hiding underneath a rock or something inside the ring. Now, with that being the case, with both of these fighters draining all their power, imagine if both of them can't fight anymore, or they're both at a stalemate, or both of them ring each other out. Frieza becomes the automatic winner. And with that being the case of Frieza having a chance to win, Goku right now in his broken Master Ultra Instinct state, yo, it's broken as hell. You guys gotta admit that. Like, yo, how overpowered is it? This is labeled as the strongest Goku in history, one of the strongest Gokus ever. Mainly Akira Toriyama's words saying that this is the strongest Goku in history, but it's just like so powerful and how fast and quick it is. Jiren's the one playing defense. This means that Goku has the hand here, the upper hand. And with that being the case, that puts Universe 7 in a very good spot. Because one of the things that they did not do with Jiren, which could have saved his character and made this a little bit less predictable, because for the most part, you can predict the outcome with how few ideas they have right here that they can use right now. With Jiren's backstory being so shallow, Jiren's character being very shallow, and they didn't really reveal much of the guy, they still haven't even revealed his wish up until this point in time. They might reveal that later on. Hopefully they reveal it when they actually get the dragon out here or something like that, or right before Jiren gets defeated, because I don't see them necessarily revealing too much about Jiren mid-combat. The next fight's the final fight in the series, and that's what I think episode 130 is going to be, just a fight episode, and 131 is going to be the epilogue episode, a story-driven episode. So with that being the case, I don't think they have much time to develop anything on Jiren. I think it's just for the most part going to be revealing this form's true power and all of the action, and showing us a glimpse of where Frieza is, because he's probably going to show up in the final seconds where he's going to do something drastic. So that's why Universe 7 is basically confirmed to win this tournament. For the most part, Goku's in control of this fight, and even if he's not, even if he ends up draining Jiren of majority of his power, I think Jiren's still going to be drained to the point where Frieza could potentially touch him. If not, Goku and Jiren are going to be so strong that they end up ringing each other out, and once they ring each other out, they end up giving the win to Frieza, who's somewhere in the ring still out there. Regardless if either Goku or Frieza wins, it's still in favor of Universe 7. Here's why. Another reason besides these two still being decently strong warriors against a panic-looking Jiren who's even like all up against the wall right now in terms of like pressure against him and what's relying him on a tournament, and them not even revealing his motivation, because we can kind of get a glimpse of, because we know Frieza's character so well, of what he would potentially wish for. I still have no idea what Jiren would wish for. That's how shallow his character is, and I will continue to harp on that because it's so bad. And then Goku, we know what he'd probably wish for. He'd probably wish for everybody to come back. So with those things being placed here, with Dragon Ball Super ending, we do know that the movie is going to be coming out later on in the year, and the movie is going to be featuring the most Saiyans ever. So with that being said, where would you find the most Saiyans ever? That would have to be on planet Sadala. And remember, we used to get hints and stuff like that about us getting a planet Sadala arc. Maybe they turned that arc into a movie, and that would make more sense, because if they're featuring more Saiyans, even though they said it's gonna be an Origins of the same movie, I still say that Goku and Vegeta have to be featured in that movie. It's not gonna be similar to what showed Bardock. I think Goku and Vegeta have to be the poster boys, especially if the series is ending. Therefore, Universe 6 has to be revived. If not Universe 6, the final episode title of Dragon Ball Super in Dragon Ball Super Episode 131 is Goku, Farewell Until We Meet Again. So who would you guys think would be saying that? It sounds as though, I highly doubt it's going to be Frieza. It sounds as though it would be something from Jiren, or someone that, an adversary that he once faced, and then they're talking to as if like he's a friend. Someone that's going away. It could either mean Whis or Beerus as well, but for some reason I have a feeling it's Jiren, because either everybody just got eliminated, or they just revived everyone, and Jiren and him are going to have a rematch in the future. But like, it literally could be Beerus and Whis. But still, for the most part, I see them either just resurrecting every universe, or at least Universe 6, because I don't see them wanting to kill Jiren off just like that. I think with such an adversary out there, Goku would want to keep him around, because they're having their little bonding, and Goku's been obsessed with Jiren since the beginning, even though Jiren's not really that much of a developed character. I mean, I think they would have expected us to have obsessed around him that much, but Brienne was more developed than Toppo, more developed than Jiren, and that's one of the biggest problems with the tournament. That's all I'm going to say on that. So for the most part, I think if I was to give it percentage-wise, I think Jiren has like a 5% chance of winning at most, at the very most. The reason why is because at the very best, even at 100%, even if this guy has Ultra Instinct, everything in his pocket, Goku is going to destroy him in this new form, because this new form is being marketed everywhere. It's being marketed in action figures, it's being marketed in DLC, artwork, everything, you name it. In the episodes, it's the poster of every episode now, so they can't have this brand new form that they just hyped up lose. If anything, it at the very best case scenario for Jiren, Jiren gets a stalemate. We have a similar scenario to what we saw in Dragon Ball Z. Remember the Otherworld tournament with Goku versus, even though it was a filler arc, I still loved it, Goku versus Pikkon, whatever you want to call it, I call it Pikkon. Goku versus Pikkon, and remember how they ringed each other out by stepping out of bounds by accident? I think something similar might happen here, or if anything, that they just don't have that much space, because look at the ring, guys. The ring in the Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power is literally Swiss cheese right now, and with it being Swiss cheese, we have a few scenarios of what could happen. Either they both get ringed out, either they both run out of energy, either it's just a stalemate and Frieza's the deciding factor. And they did mention in episode 129, Whis did say, if Goku loses that spark in his eye, that look, that Ultra Instinct look in his eye, this fight is over. Goku could always run out of power, and that could be Jiren's opportunity to win, but at that point, I feel like he could be so weakened that to the point where Frieza still has a chance to save him, and literally take the win for himself. Now, I don't necessarily think Frieza would be the one to win, because with the series ending, if it wasn't ending, there'd be so many more possibilities, but with the series ending, I think they just want to iron it out and make sure it's a definitive ending. This way, there's nothing open-ended, and a lot of things like Frieza getting the wish and him betraying the team, or Jiren even getting the wish and having it being a cliffhanger, I think that's way too open-ended for what they're trying to do here. If they're they're just ending the series. It's not going to be a hiatus, but they're just really trying to put a cap on it and end it here, so that's why I think they didn't delve further into Jiren's character, and with them trying to do that, it's got to be a solid ending. It can't be nothing open-ended, otherwise it just doesn't really make sense. With them having the movie coming up, that'll connect the dots, and that could potentially be an open ending. If anything, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, the original movie, was an open ending, and that's what launched the new series, so I think, if anything, the series can't be the open ending like thrusting point for the series, or for the show in general, or for the brand. It would have to be the movie being the open-ended cliffhanger, not the show. So I think they would end it off Goku getting the wish, reviving everybody, and then everybody goes off and does their own thing for whatever years or for whatever time, and they will move back in. So Universe 7 basically confirmed at this point. If you guys think otherwise of Universe 11 winning, tell me in the comment section below. I highly doubt they are. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Smash that like button, subscribe, check out the hoodies in the description. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Take care. Peace.